This time, I want to share with you an extremely useful technique in Adobe InDesign that can make your work effective and help to maintain consistency for long format documents like catalogs, magazines, brochures, and books. When I was working on this beautiful travel catalog, I decided to introduce a couple of improvements utilizing advanced techniques with paragraph, character, and object styles. Notice how these blocks of text next to the images are always the same. So they always start with a heading or subheading, then we have the copy, then there is a rule or line, and then there is the prices section, which describes also the duration and a couple of other important information like when these trips are available. So these definitely are repeated elements throughout the catalog. The excursions pages or spreads will always use the same format. So it would definitely make sense to spend some time improving this, because right now this is using multiple text frames instead of a single one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 frames. So we can combine these all together into a single frame first of all, and then we can also create a connection between the styles, which will help to automate things. Okay, so I made sure that I don't have any empty line breaks. So I only have one paragraph break here and another one there. That's all we need. And now I am going to set these up as new paragraph styles. For this, I'm going to create actually a new folder as well, or group. And we can just put this all the way at the bottom. I'm going to call this fix. And then let's have that first one selected. Hold down Alt or Option, click on Create New Style. And I'm not going to base it on any existing styles because I just want to avoid any conflict. So I'm going to choose either basic paragraph or no paragraph style. And I'm going to call this one heading or subheading. Again, it depends on the base structure, what would make more sense. And I'm going to make sure that it's applied to the selection. So we can click OK. And let's just drop this into our fix style category. Now let's select this other paragraph right here. We can see this is using the body copy without any overrides on it. So I'm going to again create a new style based on this. I will say base this on no paragraph style, so there won't be any connection. And I will call this excursion body. Apply style to selection, click OK. Let's drop it in here. And then finally, the prices section, I'm going to again create a new style for. I will set it to be based on no paragraph style. And I will choose the name for this, type in price section. Again, apply style to selection is on. So that's all good. But because we've done that, notice that we actually removed some of the formatting here, like the all capitals text is removed now. And also the arrows are looking a little bit thinner, but we will fix this soon. So I'm just going to make sure that this new style price section is also placed in here. Now, first of all, we should set up the chain or connection between these styles, and that is by using the next style feature. So I will start with the subheading, and from the next style dropdown, I choose this excursion body, and then let's click OK. And then I go into the body. And for that, I use next style price section. So it's leading from one to the next and then click OK. Now what this means is that if I select this text here and I just change it to something completely different, like hotel name, then if I then apply the subheading and all the next styles by right clicking on that style and choosing apply the name of the paragraph style, then next style, then it will be able to reformat it back exactly the way it should be. And even better, if you create an object style, so for instance, in this case, this text frame can be selected, create a new object style and call it excursion text frame. As long as this option here under the paragraph styles is turned on, saying apply next style, and obviously starting with the first one, then it could even be applied straight away by using that object style. So I am just going to undo this one step and I'll show you once again. If I change this to something completely different, now having this one selected here, I can just click on that object style and see immediately the object style triggers the first paragraph style that we set up, which is the subheading, and that one triggers the other two paragraph styles, the excursion copy or body, and then the price section. So it's really like a chain of the styles that we set up. And in this case, we can consider these three paragraph styles all nested inside that object style that we just created. Now it's time to fix the rule that we are missing at the moment. I can do this now just simply by going back to the price section, paragraph style, and I can go into the options here, paragraph rules, and we want to use the rule above, which is great. Then we want to actually use the same color. I think it's already using the right color for us. It's using text color actually. That's not the one that we need. We need this one. It was text color because the red arrows were already there, but we shouldn't rely on that. I think the thickness might be slightly thinner, like 0.75. Actually, it seems like they are using 1 point. It's hard to see at the moment, but instead of column width, we want this to be set to text. And we want to use the right indent. I'm just going to increase that a bit until we can see it updating. So there we go, probably around that much. Not sure how long this is, but of course we can refine this. Let me just set it up for 22 millimeters for now. That's close to it. So no matter how much text we have here, it will always be indented to make sure it looks similar in size to the one on the left. And then, of course, we also want to have spacing between this paragraph and the one before it. So I'm going to say space before, and that should push it down. I'm going to use 2 millimeters for now. But then going back to that paragraph rule, we also want to have an offset. So I'm going to keep increasing it up until it seems like it's in the right place. Probably they used around this much space. And then going back to spacing, we can increase the space before further. And the reason why we have to go much higher is because of the baseline grid. So you don't see this updating straight away because there is a baseline grid in use, which is right here. So align to grid all lines, that's active. And now if I just click OK, I feel like the main reason why we don't have the text in the same position as on the left is because our text frame is wider. We can easily check that by checking this text frame's width here. So the width is this 47.7. So we can select this and just paste in the width to make sure it's the same. And already we can see the text flows exactly in the same way. And by the way, we can just double check how wide this is and we can align it to that other rule. So they are actually using 0.75 thickness. So I can come back to that paragraph style, the price section, and refine that rule that we use to 0.75. And then that right indent that we were using can be reduced a bit until we match the original distance. And if I wanted to be even more accurately matching it, I could set it up even more refined, but I'm going to go with 15 millimeters for now. I think that's close enough. Before we continue with the tutorial, I wanted to talk a bit about the monitor I use for all my graphic design and illustration projects. The BenQ PD3225U is made specifically for graphic designers, covering 98% of P3 and 99% of sRGB color spaces, and providing amazing color accuracy with an average delta E less than 1 based on my personal calibration results. I already praised the new IPS black panel they introduced with this model in my review, which comes with a massive improvement, doubling the contrast ratio to 2000 to 1. This means you get a far better representation of blacks than with most other monitors out there. I also love the fact that BenQ has its own software for calibrating its monitors called Palette Master Ultimate, which with its latest update also allows you to calibrate the PD series monitors, ensuring your monitor and your design work colors will remain accurate for years to come. But now let's continue with the tutorial. And now all we have to fix is just this part here. So I'm going to first of all remove this red character style. I will set it to none. So this paragraph should be completely as it's defined here. and it's not using any character styles. And what I'm going to do is to check the formatting of this text here. So it's defined in a paragraph style called bold copy uppercase, but we can see it is using all capitals, obviously, medium formatting, and it is using this BSS text color. And I believe that's all the settings that we need there. So I can just recreate this here quickly. I'm going to use medium, all capitals, and the color is already the right one. Yeah, so that's all we need. This should be saved as a character style. So create new style. We can see that the only things recorded are the differences from the paragraph style. And I don't need the apply style to selection in this case because we will be nesting this. So I will call this prices from. Just makes sense to use it like that. And then let's click OK. And I just create a separate group for this fix styles that I am proposing to the client. And then I just need that additional style for the arrows. I'm just going to check that's also using exactly the same settings, but on top of that, it's also using that red color. So I'm just going to use this word here again, change it to red and save a new paragraph style based on this. So now it says medium, all caps, and that color. And I'm going to call it red arrows, or maybe price section arrows. And then save it and drop it in here. And then having this paragraph selected, I can just clear all overrides with this icon. So it goes back to how it should be. And now I can right click and choose edit price section. And then I can go into drop caps and nested styles category, where we can start with a new nested style. And first I will start with the price section arrows. And if I click away, that will already be applied because it considers these as a single word because there's no space between the two arrows. So that's already good. Then we add another nested style. This time is the prices from. And then notice how it automatically continues after the arrows are applied. So the second word in this case is becoming our second character style. But instead of through, here I'm going to say up to. And what I want to see is not a word, but a colon instead. So I'm putting that character in there. And it basically is going to stop the character style whenever the colon first appears. And that's exactly what we needed. So it's already working perfectly. I can click OK. And we can see that instead of having these 4 separate elements, now we have a single text frame and the whole thing is also automated. So just to demonstrate this to you, if I mess this up completely by setting it back to basic paragraph, you can see if I just extend the frame, that's how it looks at the moment. And then if I clear the overrides on my object style, boom, it's all done with a single click. And I can even, just to make it even smarter, I can right click on this object style and I can go into the text frame auto size option, choose height only anchoring the top edge of the frame and click OK. And you see even that extra space that I included in there is now removed. So once again, just to demonstrate this, I remove the object style from this, set it back to basic paragraph style. I increase the frame just so we can see what is in here. Again, let's just completely set back everything to the original basic paragraph style. So now I select the text frame and I am going to click on excursion text frame and it's all done. Even the height of the frame snaps onto the text. Thanks a lot for joining me today. I hope you found this video useful. If you are interested about this topic or any other graphic design related topic, make sure to subscribe. You can add the comment if you want to ask anything from me or if there is something specific that you want me to cover in another video. All the important links are in the description below and I will see you next time.